Welcome to the Let's Get Vulnerable podcast. It's your host, Dr. Morgan. And today's episode, we are getting into it. This is a topic that has gotten me fired up, and I need to talk about it. And I may offend some people. So I'm here for it. If I offend you, please know that I'm simply expressing my opinion, and people are obviously allowed to have their own opinions. And I just think that this needs to be said. So I have been seeing a resurgence of the attack on the independent woman. I have been seeing mostly male experts, although there are female experts. And I'm seeing this on reels, on YouTube videos, and they're coming on and they're saying that a woman cannot have commitments outside of the home and outside of her husband. I just want to point out that that ideology actually comes from like the early 1900s, maybe 1950s, and that we are in a modern world where we have the right as women to have big careers and big, beautiful marriages. We don't have to choose. Okay. And I want to be really clear. There's a nuance here. There's a nuance. Of course, if you are a woman where your dream is staying home and being with the family and being a completely devoted housewife, by all means, if that is your dream, then that's your choice and that's beautiful. And that's what you're deciding to prioritize. But even then, if that's your top priority, you still deserve to have things outside of the home, to have wonderful friendships, to have hobbies that you're passionate about, to be connected to your family, right? Maybe you have a charitable organization. You still deserve to have commitments outside of the home. Let me play this reel for you, and you can see why like my blood is boiling right now, because I'm so sick, particularly of men who are claiming to be experts and they're making these claims like, oh, if you're a high value man, then your woman is only going to be a housewife to you. She's only going to be a wife. She's only going to be the mother to your children. She can't have a career. She can't have a job, because the second that her time is being taken away from you, that means that your marriage isn't strong or that your marriage is on shaky foundation. You know what it says to me? If a man is showing up that way, or a woman for that matter, this could be whatever sex you are. And if you are showing up that way in a relationship where you're saying, I have to be my partner's only commitment, that says narcissism to me. That says deep levels of insecurity. Okay. Like, that's not how healthy, reciprocal, loving, kind relationships work. I want to play this clip. I want to see if you all can hear this. Okay. So, this is so funny. Like, you guys, this guy actually requested to come on my show. Should I have him on just so I can like debate him? Send me a DM on Instagram if you think I should just debate this guy, because I will. um, but that's actually how I found his content. He's requesting to come on the show. And after seeing that, I'm like, dude, you are not on brand. You are not on brand, honey. Okay. But his whole vibe here of, oh, men can have things that they are committed to outside of the home, and then that makes the marriage better. Why on earth could it not be true that, oh, women could have things that they're committed to outside the home, and then that makes the marriage better as well? We are in a modern day society where hopefully we're moving towards this place of realizing that men, women, all of us as people, as individuals, I don't care if you're in a same sex marriage, whatever kind of relationship you're in, okay? All of us as individuals, we have the right to have our individual lives, to have things outside of our relationship that bring us joy, that we're committed to. And not only do we have the right, because this is a key piece, not only do we have the right, those things that we are committed to outside of our relationships, those things actually make us better partners. I want to give you an example. Here I am. I have a podcast that has 2 episodes coming out every single week. I have an incredible team. I have so many clients that I'm supporting at any given time. I have this vision of making massive impact in the world. I'm constantly traveling now for speaking and podcast interviews. I have a big career by a lot of standards. And I can tell you this, because of that, because of who I am in the world and the way that I'm connected to my purpose and the way that my career fuels me and fuels my cup and helps me feel like I'm making a difference in the world. Because of that, I am a much better partner to my fiance. If I was disconnected from my purpose, from what I was meant to do on this planet, and if I had put myself in this box of, well, I need to prioritize my partner, I need to be home making dinner and baking cookies every night. I don't know, whatever that would look like, right? If it was like, okay, my partner comes before everything else all of the time, he's my commitment, and I'm not committed to anything outside of my partnership. If that was my life, I can't tell you how miserable I would be. I would be struggling with mental health disorders. I certainly would be filled with resentment. I would be very angry. I would be experiencing what a lot of women have experienced today and a lot of women have experienced in the past, where you feel as though you've completely self-abandoned in order to try to make a relationship work. And any of you who have been there know how damaging that is. How once you get out of that relationship, you have to pick the pieces up of your life. You have to start over. So I think I'm so fired up about this because when I see experts talking like this, it reminds me of being in an abusive relationship. It reminds me of when I was with a narcissist for 1.5 years and I was walking on eggshells constantly, and I felt like my existence was to make them happy. That Britney Spears song that I memorized when I was in middle school, I was born to make you happy. Like that's what it's giving. This whole idea that we can't have commitments outside of the home. Once again, I'll say it again. You should not be with someone who is intimidated by your desire to have a big, beautiful life. Someone who is securely attached, who's secure in themselves, who's confident, who knows their worth, they are going to be so excited for you that you have things in your life that you're connected to. And if you found yourself placing your happiness and your worthiness and all of your purpose, if you found yourself placing all of that on the relationship, it's too heavy of a burden for one relationship to bear. So, like I said, this is not about your decision to stay home, because I think if you want to stay home and you want to raise the babies and that's all you want to do, I love that for you. Good. Stay home if you want to. This is about your right to have a big life and to have things that matter outside of your relationship. Our relationships are so important. It's not probably, research backs me up on this. Who you marry and who you partner with is the most important decision you will make in your life. It is. It's a big part, okay? I don't want to discredit that, but it's not everything. You also get to have, like I said, friendships, career, hobbies, things that matter to you. So once you realize this, you get to say, "Oh, yes, I have my partner. Yes, it's important, but it's not my whole life." And anyone that expects you to make the relationship your whole life, that is someone who is massively insecure. Maybe they have narcissistic personality disorder, but it's guaranteed to create a dynamic that's not going to last. And I want to be really nuanced when I'm talking about this. I am not saying that your partner isn't important. Personally, I believe in the sacredness of marriage. And I believe in making a commitment to someone and making sure that when you've made that commitment, you're prioritizing that person. So I'm not saying that we're not prioritizing them, but we're doing it in a way where if I'm prioritizing you, I want you to be happy. When I show up and I prioritize my fiance, I'm supporting him in whatever it is that he wants to do. I'm saying, I love you so much that I will cheer you on and I will stand by your side, whatever it is that makes you happy and fills you up. Secure attachment is when you can go and root for your partner's happiness. It's not control. It's not, you better put me above everything else. That is not secure attachment. So please, when you're on social media, when you are scrolling the gram or you're on YouTube or whatever, I need you to be really mindful about what you're taking in and what you're listening to, because there's a lot of opinions out there. Okay. There's a lot of people who actually don't have any research to back things up. And they're just saying something to be controversial to try to get views, or they're just saying something because, oh, it worked for them for whatever reason. And I need you to be aware of not everything that you see is worth taking in. Okay. So really think about it. And then the other point that I want to make here is that oftentimes this term, the high value man, gets thrown around. And I also believe in, okay, well, what does it mean to be the high value woman, right? That's also important to think about. But to realize that if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, like if you're not seeing your worth, if you're subscribing to whatever BS is out there about how you're supposed to be, and you've got all these crazy views about how you're just not good enough, and if you were X, Y, and Z, then it would be different. You will attract people into your life that are not able to treat you with that respect and with seeing your value in the way you deserve. So the most important thing first is healing that relationship with yourself and letting go of past trauma, because I don't want you to be with someone who's so controlling and insecure that they discourage you from having other things going on in your life. That's definitely not what you deserve. And in order to really get you to a place where you are securely attached, where you know your value, and where you're ready to attract a true teammate, right? Not someone that, somebody's going to be better than you. You're not going to go through the process of devaluing yourself or devaluing your partner, right? I saw this quote the other day that was like, true love does not have, well, what does it say? It was like, true love does not have, oh no, here it is. True love cannot happen from above or below. True love cannot happen from above or below. And this is one of the core things in secure attachment, is that I see my value and I also see your value as my partner. I see both. right? I'm interdependent, right? So in order to get to that place, you have to do a few things. I want to go into this for a second. Just in case you're new to the show, I need to tell you the secret sauce. I'm going to tell you the empowered, secure, loved method that I've developed that we've used to help hundreds of people, close to 1,000 at this point, become securely attached inside of the Empowered Secure Love program. This is the method, okay? Number one, you need to be able to realize what it is that has taken place in the past. So we do have to revisit your past. We have to get clear on why you do what you do, right? Looking at your past relationship experiences so that with that understanding, then you can have compassion and then you can let that past trauma go. So many of us hold on to our past trauma because we haven't processed it and we don't understand it. And we also don't see how it's impacting us in present day. So we just hold on to it and we just carry it around with us like a bag of heavy bricks. Okay. And it's not doing us any good. So step one, we do have to look at your past relational trauma, have you understand it so that you can fully let it go. Right. So that's step one. Step two, we have to rewire your brain. We have to help you develop healthy, securely attached relationship beliefs about yourself and about others. Because if you don't have the proper belief systems, you'll continue to sabotage, you'll continue to push people away. You won't be able to maintain a healthy, loving, secure relationship. So that's step two. And step three, we have to teach you how to embody secure attachment. So regulate your nervous system, learn who is the securely attached version of you, develop that securely attached identity. And we also teach you the process for how do you realign with your securely attached self when you get dysregulated, when you get triggered, right? So teaching you the tools for, okay, how do I realign with that securely attached identity? So those three things. And then number four, there's a reason this happens last. Number four is all about securely attached communication, learning how to have healthy conflict through a process called dialogue. So the skills of secure attachment, including relationship pacing, how to invest slowly emotionally as you're building a relationship, and red flags, yellow flags, green flags. Once again, secure communication, all of the skills, right? But those skills are easy once we've done the work of steps 1 through 3, because at that point you've had the identity shift and then the skills are so much easier to integrate. So I want you to know, no matter where you're at, even if you keep attracting people who are devaluing you, who are controlling you, who are, for whatever reason, you are feeling like you have to self-abandon to make them happy, and you're attracting people who are not true partners, no matter where you are, you can always heal. You can always become securely attached, and you can always enter into the kind of love that makes you feel seen, that makes you feel emotionally safe, that makes you feel like a true partner, where you feel valued, supported, and like you have that safe place to launch from, to then go out into the world and have your big, beautiful purpose, whatever that is. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to have a podcast like this. Maybe you dream about opening up a hair salon. Maybe your big, beautiful dream is to raise children. I don't know. But you deserve a partnership that creates that safe foundation from which you can then launch and do the thing that is on your heart. I know that 100%. And I can't even express to you what it's like to be in that kind of a relationship. For me to be with my fiance, someone who cheers me on, who never complains with how much travel I have, who asks me how my day was, who keeps track of the things that I have going on in my life, who listens to me, who's curious, right? This is someone who he's actually in my work chat because he can then see like what's going on at work and he'll ask me about it. And he's like in the know of what's going on in my life. And this is someone who, if things are really crazy, he does more of the housework. He does more of the cooking. He's not afraid to take on whatever would have been considered a traditional feminine gender role. Like, that is so done, guys. That is so done. Partnership really is 50-50. And it's a constant evolution of, okay, how do we show up as a team and we make a relationship that allows both of us to thrive? We're both showing up and we are watering the soil for our healthy relationship. And we're making sure that both of us as individuals are thriving and that our relationship is also thriving. You deserve that. You deserve it. Okay. So I just want to send you so much love. If that feels far away, just know it's available to you. There are so many people out there that want that kind of relationship, that are craving that kind of relationship. If you're a woman and you're like, well, people or men just feel threatened by how successful I am, I just want you to know, like, that's the wrong type of partner for you. The right partner for you is going to think that it's so sexy that you're driven. They're going to love what dreams you have. Okay. If you're in a relationship that makes you put away your dreams, you are in the wrong relationship. End of story. So I hope you found my little rant helpful. Like I said, I was feeling pretty passionate about this topic. So hopefully this resonated with you. And if any of you are as fired up as I am about this topic, send me a DM. Let's chat about it. And obviously, if this resonates with you and you're so ready to attract your teammate, I want to invite you to apply to the Empowered Secure Love program. This October, we're doing some incredible things inside the program. We are giving you my book. It's a best-selling book, and we're going to ship it to your door. We're also still going to honor up to $1,000 off of the program. I know a lot of you have been like worried about our economy, or there can be some fear, and I just want to honor where people are at and meet you where you are. My goal is always to make this program as accessible as possible to people. So I've decided to extend the discount so you can get up to $1,000 off of the program right now. And of course, as always, we still have high levels of support. This is the only program that I know of where you can get access to one-on-one coaching sessions. We have group coaching, but we also have one-on-one, which means this program gets to be personalized to you. And I don't know of any other programs that are founded by a clinical psychologist, backed up by attachment theory research, and give you access to one-on-one coaching with actual clinical training. Everybody on my team has clinical training, meaning that they are a mental health professional. So there's a lot of different choices out there, but I don't see relationship programs that are actually backed in science. I don't see them. So this is really the only program of its kind where you get high levels of support and it's actually backed by research. So if you know you don't want to wait anymore, I want to encourage you, now is the time. I am calling this your cozy, secure fall, because you deserve to feel cozy. And when I think about feeling cozy, I think about feeling good in your own skin, of really looking in the mirror and loving what you see and loving yourself and feeling emotionally safe. You know that feeling when you're like snuggled up with a cozy blanket and you have your favorite latte and maybe you're reading an incredible book. And I want you to imagine that you're holding your partner's hand and you just feel cozy and emotionally safe. And you have a calm, regulated nervous system and you're slowed down. That's the way that you deserve to feel. Okay. So let's make this your cozy, secure fall. So there are limited spots. Use the link in the show notes to apply. It's a super simple application. And obviously, I want you to know that you are deserving of this. You are your best investment. The time is now. Do not put this off. Don't wait till 2025. Like the holidays can either be this time where you feel happy and invigorated and excited about the year to come, or you can be in this cycle of dread and feeling blah and feeling stuck and looking at all the other happy couples and being like, well, where the F is my person, right? Like, decide that you want to be in the energy of I'm healing. I am becoming the secure version of me. I am attracting the relationship that's meant for me. I'm taking action. I'm doing the work. I promise you, you're going to have a much better holiday season if you do that. Okay, link is in the show notes. Go apply now. I hope you like this episode. Once again, shoot me a DM on Instagram at Dr. Morgan Coaching. And as always, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. I'm so honored to have this incredible community. I love what we've created here with Let's Get Vulnerable. And please, if you know a friend that needs to hear this episode, share it with them. That is one of the best things you can do is like help other people, right? Help me, help other people. So share it with a friend. And if you've never done it, go leave the show a written review. That would mean the world to me. That is how more people find the show when you take 2 minutes to leave a written review. All right, y'all. As always, I'm wishing you high self-worth and great relationships. I'll talk to you soon.